What's up, everybody? It's FriendZ, and we have just completed our first event ever. It was pretty cool, all right, but I'm just excited to be done with it, honestly. I was a little nervous. You know how you get like the butterflies leading up to the event? I was a little nervous, but like now that it's over, I can look back and reflect, and sure, we got some stuff to change, really, but we'll get to that. I'll just say that I am pleasantly surprised that people actually sat down and played some video games with us. I mean, I didn't think it wasn't going to work, but well, let's just say I didn't have any expectations. Okay, I mean, let's all be honest here. This endeavor is like an enormous, gigantic, humongous level of nerdiness. And honestly, I think I might thrive here. Like, I'm just saying, I think this might be the place for me.
You, I know, you're probably a big nerd.
I mean, the pure joy and innocence that a good game induces, I mean, it really just smickens my snickens, you know? I don't even know what that means. And so, after the event, I was thinking, okay, like, what's next? Right? Like, we got through it. So what's after this? And the only thing that I can think of really is another event. So I'll go over the details with you in a bit, but first I want to share the things I did well, the things that I received some criticism on, the things that other people liked that I didn't even really think about, and my steps going forward and what I'll do to improve it. So let's dive in. Okay, first off, I loved the amateur look of it all. Okay, it was a little thrown together a tad, but there was a lot of thought that went into that. All right, don't do that. Like the billboard that I bought for like $70 that was just thrown over the tarp. It was actually really good at blocking out the sun. Beforehand, while we were setting up, we were kind of debating on whether or not we should stand the canopy all the way up or leave it low to the ground. And we decided to leave it low to the ground. One, because it was really good at deterring the wind, because it was kind of windy that day. And then two, it just kept the light out, you know, and we needed it dark because we were using the projector. Overall, the setup, it was amateur looking for sure, okay? But it was my first time, our first time, and I think we did decent. I mean, the huge billboard over top, the colorful chalkboard right next to it, the red wagon that looks like that one shirt that I kept for way too long and probably just need to get rid of. All of it. The perfect slice of amateur. And the fact that the canopy was low to the ground actually turned some heads, not in a bad way, I might add, okay? Some people were actually like, why is your canopy so low to the ground? I came over here to check out your canopy because it's kind of low to the ground. Everybody else's canopy up off the floor. What's yours doing on the floor, bro? And you know, I got to stand there and be like, well, you see, we're trying to keep the light out in broad daylight. But no, people were like really receptive to it. And, you know, when I told them about what FriendZ was, they were like, oh, snap. Okay, you know, they peeked inside like, oh, that's real cool. All right, I like it. I was like, yeah. I mean, it's cool. They were like, yeah, so what kind of games you got, right? And I was like, well, we got these games and these games. And they was like, oh, all right, cool. And I was like, yeah, you want to play? And they was like, no, I don't want to play. I'm like, all right, bye-bye. No, overall, the setup, I liked the fact that it was amateur looking because it was our first time. Because the inside did have this feeling of like its own little bubble, like its own little world when you stepped in, and I liked that a lot. That's what I was going for. The things that other people liked that I didn't even think about was when people first saw the tent and they heard about what we were doing, they were like, oh, this would be perfect for little kids to come and just stay there while their parents go off shopping somewhere when you're at an event. Okay, let me explain. Okay, FriendZ loves the kids, all right? FriendZ loves babies, but in no way was I planning for this to become a child daycare center. All right. If it happens, okay. And if that's who resonated with it, all their parents want to come and bring their kids along, we hang out. All right. Chill. All right. It's cool over here. But I have my limits. So some of the criticism we got about the tent.
It's important to remember one thing. You're wrong. Here's why.
Was that it was warm. And, you know, I thought about it when I put that huge black billboard over the canopy. I was like, it might get really hot in here.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
But it was like 60 degrees that day. So I was like, if it's like 10 degrees warmer under the canopy, that's okay. But when you stepped under, I mean, it was definitely warmer. Like you were wearing a sweatshirt outside, and when you went in under the canopy, sweatshirt had to come off, you know, because it was just that warm. And on a day like that, perfect, right? But middle of the summer, we're doing events, sun's beating down. I just don't want to roast anyone. I don't want you leaving the tent and you smelling like onions the rest of the day, you know. Do that too. Well, actually, you know, maybe that could be my secret plan. Maybe that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'll sweat you out like a sweat lodge, and then as soon as you walk out from the sweaty gameplay and sweaty environment, I'll have some Fiji water in an ice cold bucket waiting for you. That wasn't even there when you walked in, but somehow it's just magically appeared, and now you have to contemplate with dying thirst on whether or not you should buy this $5 Fiji water that I have for you, which is really what I'm selling. It's not the games or the fun, no, it's the $5 Fiji water. I will say, though, I can definitely refine the whole set. And maybe instead of using a projector, I don't want to say it. I despise them. Should I say it? The projector, okay, projectors are my favorite way to view any type of screen. I despise TVs. I just can't do it. I can't do the LCD screen. Okay, my eyes hurt. I have wrinkles. I'm old, right? I just can't do it for a long time. So that's why I opted for a projector. But a TV screen would probably be way better, especially in broad daylight. Yeah, overall, pleasantly surprised by the whole event. Even though we lost some money, okay, money's not the biggest thing. The important thing is that we had fun. I'm definitely going to do it again. The next event is at Elk Ridge or Elk Lodge in St. Louis. I'll have the details and I'll put it in a post here. Stay tuned for that. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any advice, comments, questions, concerns, please drop it in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.